Hello YouTubers, Tross here, playing more Kerbal Space Program. Continuing our mission to Minmus. Last time, we actually did a few things here. We planted a flag on Minmus. We performed some temperature scans at area C5-BV. Got some science data from around Minmus. And we performed a temperature scan at area G-RJ. So what does that leave us with? Well, we need one more temperature scan near Salot's Whim, below 8,200 meters. When we return, I don't think that will be this episode, but we'll see. We'll need to test the radial parachutes, which we do have them on this ship. We're not going to be rescuing Chazzy. So that's all we have for contracts. We also do want to collect as much science as possible. So, what was our situation? We have... If this was 1,500, we'd have 3/5 of our fuel, a little more than 3/5 of our fuel left. Thinking we need only 1/5 to get back. So that means we have like 2/5 of our fuel to play with here. We do want to get a temperature scan here. So I'm thinking we should head south and get a temperature scan and then land somewhere over here. It's going to be on the night side, but we do have... I thought we had batteries. Yes, we do have batteries. They're inside here. So, we should be good on power, at least for a while. So I think that is the current plan. We've landed here at these flats. This happened to be the Midland. There is slopes areas around here. In fact, you know what? I think that's what we'll try first. I'm going to go up the hill, maybe about to here. I'm hoping that will be a slopes. And that should not take much fuel at all. Again, that's going to be south, which is this way on our nav ball, just because we're facing that way. So let's turn on SAS. And we're just going to do a small burn here. So you guys all ready? You sure look ready. Alright, let's do this. Lifting off in 3, 2, 1. And we're just doing low thrust here, so we don't need to get going too fast. That should be good. See, our trajectory doesn't even register on the map there. Let's press a little more up here, or to get closer to this location, I think. Alright, I think that's going to be good. We're coming in pretty horizontal. Let's hope this... Hope this is good. Alright, turning on RCS just to help prevent us from tipping over. Slow down. Okay, we are down. Pretty precarious angle, but we haven't fallen over yet, so let's log some seismic. We're still in the Midlands. I'm actually, I mean, this should be slopes. Or at least there's slopes around here somewhere. I'm gonna try one more small hop. That way. And we're already coming back down. Alright, that should be wherever we land now. If that's not slopes, we'll go on to the pole then. Or at least what I hope is the pole right under that location for the final temperature reading. Alright, let's aim retrograde. And we're gonna need to slow down. Turning on RCS. Okay. I think that's good. Let's get a reading. Well, now we're in the lowlands. That's a bit strange. But you know, it's a different biome. So let's keep that data. Faint seismic waves are detected. Let's keep that data. That still has data in it, doesn't it? There's the materials bay. Keep that data. No, we want the goo canister there. Keep that data. Let's send Bob out on EVA. Alright. Let's collect the data and restore. Let's collect the data and restore. Take data. Take data. Let us that doesn't look good, but let's log the temperature. And take the data. Alright, nice and gentle now. Pretty good. And let's take the data. Alright, let us get back in. Grab. Board. Okay. Our plan is now to head south over this point and take our final temperature reading for the contract. So let us lift off and head south in 3, 2, 1. Heading a little up just because we need to get over this mountain, but as soon as we do, we're basically gonna, I think that should be good, head directly horizontal, so that's most efficient. We don't need the altitude. And that's already taken us up to 4,000. And cut. That's actually a bit higher than we want to go. But we'll just add a maneuver there to bring us directly where we need to go. We'll need to slow up a bit. So we don't want to be too high. We need to be under 8,000. And we'd like to land and hopefully still be in the poles. So we have about 5 minutes. So let's just get our burn ready here. We do have to be careful. What is our altitude there? 9,000. All right. I believe the highest mountain is a bit over 5,000 meters tall, maybe close to 6. But basically, the poles are more mountainous, so we do have to be careful. I'm not sure where exactly the highest mountain is, but we just need to be aware that the poles get more mountainous. So let's fast forward. We're going to have a few minutes. Well, all right, here we are. We're definitely over the pole right now, I think. Well, a polar region, not specifically the pole. As we get close to the pole, you'll see the camera rotate around as the camera's orientation is kind of aligned with the poles. But we got to burn here in just a few seconds. Let's start now. It's probably good. We're pretty close to orbital speed. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I know we were going like 160, 170 when we were in orbit before we landed the first time. We're up at almost 150 here. And you see, we're almost half an orbit. And that only took 150 or so units of fuel, so maybe we can make one other landing before returning. But right now, we're just concerned about here. So I'm going to fast forward a bit till we get a message saying we're in the area. You can see the camera starting to circle around as we're getting close to the pole. And we're going to be losing sunlight soon. There's Kerbin in the distance. Alright, where are we? Alright, we're getting close. And we are under the needed altitude. And hey, there's our indication that we are in the area. Log the temperature. Fantastic. We'll broadcast that back just because we can. But we have completed our temperature scans of Minmus, specifically by getting Sloat's Whim survey temperature scan data. Okay, let's try landing this thing. And hope we're in an interesting location. Yep, did not want to hit C there. Gonna rotate around here. You have good sun exposure. It's technically... Alright, maybe we're getting a little bit of sun, but we're going to be in the shadow fairly quickly here. And we do have our floodlights on. Our spotlights. So when we do get close to the ground, which I'm not sure the altitude of the ground here, but we should start seeing the light at some point. That's killed most of our drift. Also, basically killed all of our speed. And yeah, we have a decent amount of fuel left. I don't think we'll use much more than 50 units to land from here. Oh, you can see the light. We're getting close. It's about 500 or 400 meters. Let's run RCS because it does seem like we're drifting and it's because we're on orbit. You gotta make sure that's in surface mode. Alright, we are down. And we are semi-stable. And we are in the highlands again. I think we may have actually crossed the pole. Let's reset the experiment. Well, there's two things we can do. We were in this flats. I know the other flats are other biomes. There's one or two over here as well, but it's really hard to tell where they are because it's dark. Now I do know around the South Pole is a polar region, and the polar region also has slopes. Both of which we don't have yet. So I think that would be the best idea, is to go for one or both of them. It's much smaller distance, and wow, what are we using up all our electricity with? Is it really the lights? It was SAS. Needed to reset SAS. We're still using some up, but that's a much, much lower rate. Alright, so I'm going to take off and head south again. And well, when the camera starts swinging around, that's when I'll put down. Alright, so let's lift off in 3, 2, 1. Dust particles being blown away as we I think that should be about good. We'll see now. Let's fast forward a bit, and we are in the sunlight now. Alright, we're heading down. But we really haven't... The camera hasn't spun yet, so I'm not sure if we're close enough to the pole. So I'm going to thrust upwards again. Now we're going back up. That should be close enough to the pole. And we still have a decent amount of fuel left. So let's time warp a bit here. Alright, we're gonna be coming down in this shadowed area here. Actually, at this point, I'd rather stop on this area. It definitely is flatter, and even a little light is better than no light. Alright, that is still on surface, so that's good. So we're falling down here. We probably are drifting maybe a meter per second to the side. That's not too bad. Let's time warp a little bit to get down. Alright, we're starting to pick up some speed, so... slow it down to under 20. Here's our lights. Coming down about 10 meters per second. Alright, we are starting to get close now, so let's slow that down 4 meters per second. 3 meters per second. 2 meters. Ooh, kind of slopey. Turning on RCS. Toggling SAS for the moment. Okay. We are down. Let's log some pressure data. And... yeah, that's interesting. This is one of the minor glitches with the game. The way the biomes are set out, you can land 100 meters this way and it's one biome. You can land 100 meters this way and it's a different biome, but at the edge, you kind of sometimes get other biomes peeking up. Now that shouldn't be there. I am going to just make a tiny hop, and we'll see where we end up now. Yeah, it's kind of not what I wanted, but I guess you are doing what I asked. Alright, we're doing fine on monopropellant. Okay, here we are. A little further down the slope. Not electric charge. Let's use... Wow! I'm pretty sure this isn't the Greater Flats. I did not think the error would be such a large area. I'm not really sure if we were in the Greater... which flats we were in. I mean, I could look it up. Look back at my previous video. Let's tilt it over more. Thanks. But really, I don't want to get scientific data for the flats when I really wasn't there, so I'm gonna try down at this flatter area And we are starting to get a bit low on fuel. So this is going to be it. If this is not what we would like, well, this is going to be our last stop on Minmus. Alright, I'm going to aim retrograde. Do that good piloting there, Jeb. And let's slow down here. And this should not be as sloped. Six, 5, 4, 3. Turning on RCS is slightly sloped. Alright, resetting SAS. And there we go. I'm gonna turn off RCS. What do we got? Okay, here we go. This is the poles, so I'm assuming up the hill is slopes biome, and it's just the way the biomes go. There's just a little bit of other biomes in between. Basically, it's kind of like a texture that's applied. So if the poles is one color and slopes is another color, sometimes the blending between the two will get another color that represents a different biome in the middle, and that's what causes that issue. But we are actually in a place where we would expect to be. So let us gather all the data we can. We'll keep that data. We'll log some temperature and keep that data. Do material study. Let's observe the mystery goo. And if we are flying back, we won't need to reset any of this. I'm gonna send Jeb out. That was a good grab, Jeb. You're gonna take an EVA report. You're gonna take a surface sample. Poles. Landing site near other strange biomes. You're supposed to grab that. Grab. Okay then. Let's try that again. Grab. Alright, there we go. Board. Let's do a crew report. Cancel. Alright, Bill. You can have this one. We will take all the data. We'll board again. And now we can make a new crew report. Okay, and I think I'm gonna call that an episode. Next time, we'll return, and we'll be testing out these drogue chutes. I may change up the staging so they deploy first, because I think they have a higher speed tolerance. So we'll check that out then. Let's for now say goodbye, and let's close up the service bays, because we're all done collecting everything. Let's retract the ladder, and I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Kerbal Space Program. See you then.